You're listening to The Morning Drive with Chris Beckham on Valdosta's News Talk leader. News Talk 105.9 WVGA.
All right, back on The Morning Drive on this Wednesday morning. 68 degrees outside. Don't leave home this morning without that umbrella. 60% chance of rain, and that's good news. We need rain. We need a lot of rain. We'll take 60% today, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of that rain today. So, again, that's likely going to come this afternoon, so be aware of that today. The interview this morning brought to you by Deep South Sanitation. Safe, reliable, affordable, and experienced. Call Kerry Scarborough, 559-0200. If you live in an area where city or county trash pickup is not available, Deep South Sanitation can take care of that headache for you. Joining us in the studio this morning, and glad to have Nolan Cox with us. Nolan, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing fine.
Good to see you this morning. And I know we've been talking a lot about T-Splosh, really trying to educate our listening audience as to exactly what this involves. Of course, the vote will be coming up on the July 31st primary ballot. And, again, T-Splosh is the Transportation Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax. I think, Nolan, sometimes we hear splossed and lost and T-Splossed, and sometimes we get a little bit lost in it all.
Yeah.
But this is a tax that would be devoted simply to transportation in this area and around Georgia. So, and you are not in favor of it.
I'm not in favor of it.
To say the least. So.
To say the least, I don't think we need another tax.
Yeah, tell us basically what you and the folks who you deal with, and I guess the Tea Party, of course, you're a leader in the local Tea Party here in Valdosta, who don't think this is a good idea. In general terms, tell us why.
Well, it's an excessive tax. It's a 96% increase in spending statewide. This tax will raise $18.66 billion with a B over 10 years. If you divide that by 10, that's $1.86 billion per year. We're spending $1.9 billion now. We don't need to double transportation spending statewide to build what needs to be built. And it's an excessive tax, and the way it's set up is not good. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm opposing it. And besides that, we're building and creating regional government. Mm-hmm. We got city government, county government. Now we've got regional government. It's another layer of administration. A little over $700,000 of this money is going to go to pay administration over the next 10 years for regional government. And I think we got enough government now. Besides that, Lowndes County is going to raise $252 million. We're going to get back $162 million. Mm-hmm. Well, everybody says, well, that's good. You know, the other people are coming into our community to spend money, and we're getting the tax money from them, so that's okay. Well, let's turn that around. How would you like to give money to Alabama? They come over here and spend money, or Florida. It doesn't make sense because the people do not come here to pay taxes. They come here because a businessman has invested his capital. He's bought or rented the real estate. He pays property taxes, sales taxes, local taxes, income taxes in this city. Mm-hmm. And people don't go to another city to pay taxes. They go there to buy goods and services. And when you pull the money out of the Valdosta economy and put it in government, you've got a subtraction effect. We all hear about the multiplier effect of new employees or new business. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever talks about the subtraction effect of government.
Now, when you say they don't come here and pay taxes, well, they do pay sales taxes.
They don't come here to pay taxes. Well, that's not their purpose.
No, but they're buying goods and services.
Exactly.
But they pay taxes on those services. They're not paying income taxes here, but they're paying sales tax here.
Oh, yeah. But my point is, that businessman, if he didn't have to pay those taxes, that would go in his profits.
Right. Basically, again, the argument of less government is better.
It is.
Right.
Now, you need essential services. You need roads. You need fire. I'm all for that. Mm-hmm. But like I told one guy that was promoting this, I said, well, why don't you put in a 4-lane driveway at your house? It'd be nice. You could be coming in. Your wife could be coming out. Now, that sounds a little ridiculous. The reason why we don't do that is the cost does not justify it. Mm-hmm. And so you can't just say if we build roads, things are going to get better. Our biggest problem today is we got people that don't have a job and don't need to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest problem.
Now, what those who back the T-SPLOST will say is that this will bring jobs to our area. This will bring construction jobs to our area. This will bring, I don't know the exact numbers, of projected numbers, I should say, but this would give a lot of employment to a lot of local workers.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because if you look at the whole southern region, there's 3 spending bands on this law. Mm-hmm. Year 1, 2, 3, years 4, 5, 6, 7, mm-hmm. and then years 8, 9, 10. Mm-hmm. 60% of the southern region spending comes in years 8, 9, and 10. Well, let me tell you, if you got an economic problem now and you're going to wait 8 years to start working on it, you're in trouble.
So mainly it will come at the back end of this 10-year cycle.
It's front end loaded on taxes, back end loaded on projects.
Gotcha.
And when you get to the back end, if you don't have the money to complete those projects, they cancel them.
Mm-hmm. Again, this is going to be on your ballot in July. Do you think there's just is this just another overreaching of government? Is that what it is, or again, because we have everybody, like you said, everybody realizes we need to have good roads, good transportation, and there's actually now a list of projects that's been submitted by the Georgia Department of Transportation of local projects and saying, okay, here's exactly where that money would go to. When you look, and I'm sure you've seen that list.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. When you look at that list, you say, I mean, these are things, like I said, that would be nice to have, but just not right now in a recession. Is that basically the idea?
That's the idea. And, it'd be nice to have an overpass, but let me tell you, Valdosta's probably 130, 140 years old. It's been okay up to now. Mm-hmm. You can live without it. See, I grew up on a farm, and there's never a time on a farm that something doesn't need fixing.
Right. I think most farmers are nodding their heads right about now when they hear you say that.
And the question is it essential, and what does it do to my cash flow? Mm-hmm. In a recession, taxes are not the answer. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to make it any clearer economically, but that's, it's that simple. A tax is not the solution.
Well, you've heard the presentation by the other side.
Yeah.
You've heard what they've had to say, and you've had some discussions with those folks.
I have.
What's their response when you give them that basic premise of now's not the time to be increasing spending?
Well, let's get into this we got to build, we got to look at the future, we got to do this, we got to do that. Well, let me tell you what, this college is full of people over there looking at the future. 50% of them don't have a job when they get out. Mm-hmm. If you want to look at the future, let's get them a job, get these, get the economy going.
Right.
And you absolutely can. And Winston Churchill said this best. Mm-hmm. He said, a government cannot tax itself into prosperity. It's like a man standing in a bucket trying to lift himself by the handle. When you tax business and going to build prosperity, you have to destroy jobs to build jobs. Mm-hmm. It's at best an even exchange, and at worst you got a 20 to 30% administration fee in there.
Right.
So you never come out ahead taxing to build.
Again, speaking with Nolan Cox this morning, if you have a question about the T-SPLOST issue that you would like to ask Nolan, I'm sure he wouldn't mind hearing from you. 241-1059 is our phone number. Give us a call and let us know what you're thinking about it is. Go ahead.
Let me give you a point, and the gentleman you had on the other day denied this, but on the Georgia DOT website, they say in 3 different places. Now, they quibble and try to ignore the direct approach of this. They say TIA funds can't be redirected. Transportation Investment Act,
right?
T-SPLOST. What they're doing is redirecting your state and federal transportation tax funds, the bigger half of the pie. And they say that. And I'm going to read you a quote right off of their website. In regions that pass the referendum, the revenues generated will supplement funding already appropriated for projects and allow Georgia DOT to redirect federal funding. They're going to redirect your funding. They say that. And another place, they say helping fund the required match with regional sales tax dollars will allow state and local funds to be redirected to other projects. They deny that. Jay Roberts, who is chairman of the House Transportation Committee, denied what they've got on their website Monday night. He said you can't redirect
TIA funds.
Yeah, TIA funds.
Right.
He's right. You're redirecting my other tax funds. That's like saying, if you're getting it out of your left front pocket, it's not yours. You get it out of the right front pocket, it is. And that's quibbling.
We have some calls coming in, Nolan, so we got some folks with some questions or comments, so let's go to the phone lines. Hello, caller. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Could you get Mr. Cox to explain how this is a regional vote, and even if your county votes no on it, it may still pass?
Yes. I mean, it's a statewide vote, correct?
No, it's a regional vote.
Okay.
And there's 18 counties in our region. The other counties can vote us a tax.
Yes, that's right. It's going to be voted on statewide, but each region will vote for itself. So, right. So the 18 counties, and I can get you that list of exactly who's in our area, but it's all the surrounding counties are of Lowndes. So, yeah. There you go. I can read. The regions, just so you know, thank you, Nolan. Atkinson, Bacon, Ben Hill, Berry, and Brantley, Brooks, Charlton, Clinch, Coffee, Cook, Eccles, Irwin County, Lanier, Lowndes, Pierce County, Tift, Turner, Ware are all in the region. I think it's region 3. I'm not sure exactly what region it is number-wise. So
it's called the Southern Region.
Southern Region. There you go.
Yeah.
Hello, caller. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what was that fellow's name again? I like him. He makes a lot of sense. We need more fellows like that involved. Actually, I did have a quick quote. To preserve their independence, we must not let our rulers load us with perpetual debt. We must make our election between economy and liberty, or profusion and servitude. If we run into such debts as that, we must be taxed in our meat and in our drink, in our necessities and our comforts, in our labors and our amusements, for our callings and our creeds, as the people of England are. Our people, like them, must come to labor 16 hours in the 24 and give the earnings of 15 of these to the government for their debts and daily expenses. And the 16 being insufficient to afford us bread, we must live as they now do on oatmeal and potatoes.
Well, I think you've found a kindred spirit here, then.
Well, that was from actually Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. We're going to Nolan Cox again with us this morning talking about the T-SPLOST vote, which is coming up again on July 31st, and it will be on your ballot to say this is something that you want or something that you do not want to have. So,
well, something that's interesting. I looked at a poll the other day that was on this, which it's polling negatively across the state. But the Democrats are polling 75% for. And the thing I don't understand, it's going to be another penny tax on food, on everything you purchase. I don't understand why anybody would want another tax on everything they buy. For example, the state has done away with the tax on food. We've got 3 local SPLOST taxes that include food and beverage. We're going to add another one. That's a 33% increase in taxes on food. And I don't understand why people are saying, I can't afford gas. And in fact, they repealed an automatic increase this past year on fuel because the price went up. As it goes up, it's got some points in there. The governor and the legislature repealed that 1 penny on gas only, and they're all advocating a 1 penny on everything you buy. Now, what kind of logic is that?
We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll have Nolan back with us after the break. 241-1059 is our number. We'll continue our discussion about the transportation special purpose local option sales tax right after this. You're listening to News Talk 105.9. This is WVGA.
Action Printing is Black Crow Media's official printer. Action Printing specializes in full-service printing, and they now have the new wide-format printing, which includes posters, flyers, banners, and signs from one color to full color. Action Printing has a complete design staff that produces great quality work in a timely fashion. Come check out their Heidelberg DI press today, a top-of-the-line totally digital press. Give them a call at 229-247-3464. That's 247-3464. Action Printing, real fast.
More of the Morning Drive with Chris Beckham is coming up on News Talk 105.9 WVGA.
Wondering what to buy your mom for Mother's Day? We'll get her something she really wants from South Georgia Pecan. If your mom loves to cook or bake or simply snack, then South Georgia Pecan is your place for the perfect gift. Design your own or select one of our gift baskets filled with specialty cookies, candies, and of course delicious nuts and gourmet chocolates. And what mother doesn't love chocolate? Mother's Day shopping made easy at South Georgia Pecan. Visit us at 401 East Hill Avenue or georgiapecan.com. You'll go nuts and Mom will too.
I am Dr. David Rudbush, Chief of General Surgery at South Central Medical Center. Sadly, more and more women hear that they have breast cancer, but fortunately, today they have more choices. There are several breast cancer surgery options, all with the goal to remove the tumor itself and a portion of the surrounding tissue while conserving as much of the breast as possible. They differ in the amount of tissue that is removed with the tumor and are chosen based on the patient and the stage of the cancer. A lumpectomy is an option for women with small, early-stage breast cancers. Other options are a partial, simple, or modified radical mastectomy. A sentinel lymph node biopsy allows evaluation of the lymph nodes in the armpit without having to remove all of the lymph nodes that may cause arm swelling. All procedures are performed at SGMC by highly trained breast surgeons who work closely with our oncologists, pathologists, and radiologists to provide state-of-the-art multidisciplinary breast cancer care. For more information on breast cancer surgery options and affiliated surgeons, visit sgmc.org.